All right, new tool for the shop today. So I just picked up this new magnet drill from Vevor. Now this thing is going to be amazing. This is something I've wanted for a long time. And today I'm going to show you what it can do and the project I have in store for it. All right, let's start off by getting this thing out of the box and we'll see what it comes with. All right, so here's a closer look at what you get. This is the unit itself. You have your on-off switch, and of course the power, coolant tank, and additionally you get this really nice set of annular cutters. This particular kit comes with an 11-piece annular cutter set, ranging from 30 millimeters all the way down to 16 millimeters. You can easily convert to the oversized chuck system. The same way the drill bits install, you slide that into the auger, tighten down the 2 set screws, and you now have a drill with a chuck. Now let's take a closer look at these annular cutters. You can see this is some really nice looking stuff here. Of course it comes with the center pin. Now you're just going to drop the center pin through the bit. We can put our machine on the side, and you can give us access so you can see both of these electromagnets on the bottom of it. And these load in very simply. Just slide them in past the set screws and then tighten them up. Now on the opposite side of the machine, we have space to add our coolant tank. So this will slide right in there. Secure both the set screws. Now you can drop in your coolant tank. Once that's done, you can simply push in your coolant fitting hose into the hopper and then right into the auger itself. Now all we gotta do is fill this with cutting fluid. So if you're asking yourself, why do I need this magnet drill? Well, the simple answer is drilling holes through plate steel with something like this is not easy. Additionally, if you have a drill press like I do, putting a giant piece of material is sometimes into the machine is sometimes not possible, which is why you want to bring this over to the material you need to drill the hole in. It'll magnet itself right to the material, get it exactly where you want it, and then you can go continue cutting just by moving this. Way too easy. So I built this fabrication table you see me using here probably about 8 years ago. Now the only thing this is missing is some strategic holes put through it. That way you can run fixture clamps through all the things that you're welding. Now I did contemplate on running that through with a hand drill, but I decided because this is some 3/16 plate, that'd just be too much work. So I specifically bought this machine to run a series of holes across this flat bench to allow me to do my fixture table work on this fabricating table. So with that being said, the first thing we need to do is lay out a series of marks where I plan on laying my holes, then we'll get this machine to work. So I've gone ahead and laid out my grid of the holes I'm going to be drilling. Each one is 4.5 inches apart from each other. So all we're going to do now is load in this 16 millimeter annular cutter, fill the hopper up with cutting fluid, and we'll start drilling. Now that we're all set up, we'll take a closer look here. I am all lined up for my first hole. You can see how that's hitting perfectly where I need it. So now we'll come over here, hit the electromagnet button, which will keep this thing in place, and then we'll turn the drill on. So that made short work of that hole. Now I can turn off the electromagnet, move my machine out of the way, and now we can clean this mess up and have a closer look. So there's that hole all cleaned up. That's a really nice looking hole. Now we need to repeat the process 48 more times, and I'm going to speed that up for you. And so just a short while later, here is the table with all 49 holes drilled through it. Every one of these holes came out looking perfectly clean. Now here's the impressive note that through all 49 holes, plus the perimeter of this table going through the actual frame members of itself, This machine cut through over 13 inches of steel. Now I did wear out that blade during the process, but that is pretty much to be expected when you're using it that much. As a result of all that cutting, it came out with this much amount of metal shavings, and these are the plugs that it wound up spitting out. So all of this work was necessary so I can now use this as a fixture table using these fixture clamps, which will allow me to clamp my work pieces right down to the work surface, make my welds, and make my process a lot much easier. Now, as always, thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and join me on the next one. I will leave a link in the description below for this product. See you next time.